Bitcoin is probably one of the only areas that has green on the screen. It is finally moving up after a pretty tough day yesterday. The Winklevoss brothers, the Bitcoin guys, right? They got their Bitcoin exchange-traded fund proposal rejected back in March by the Securities and Exchange Commission. No go, no way. That does not mean they are giving up just yet. Charlie Gasparino, what are the big brothers going to do now? What are they expecting to do?
Well, from what I understand, they are continuing to push for this ETF with the Securities Exchange Commission. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold today, Lizzie. That they're working with the Cboe essentially to get this ETF through the SEC. And from what we hear now, the chances, they believe the chances are better. Remember, last March, I believe the SEC rejected it. They basically didn't want institutionalized trading through hedge funds and money management funds and even individuals of the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a very obscure product. People don't know. There's not a lot of transparency on the price of Bitcoin. Let's face it, it doesn't necessarily trade on major exchanges. You could trade futures, but the coin itself is sort of an over-the-counter trading mechanism. But since that time, as you know, there's been plenty of interest in Bitcoin. The price is all over the place. People are trading this like crazy over the counter. And what they're doing, they're going back to the SEC with the Cboe, where they would allegedly list the ETF and saying, listen, if you think we're not transparent, well, how about some of these commodities that are in ETFs? How about gold? I mean, where does gold necessarily trade? You know, how about these sort of other things that are in ETFs? Remember, ETFs are these baskets of anything. It could be any sort of currency, anything and currencies are very obtusely traded. So they're going back with that argument. From what I understand, that argument has some resonance with the SEC. They see some potential that this thing could be approved, a Bitcoin ETF approved before the end of the year. At least that's what they're telling people. We have called up both the Winklevoss and the Cboe. They do not deny that these are the sort of level of conversations that are going on right now, and these are the tenor of conversations. It is an interesting thing, though, that they're doing this just at the same time. You know, they've taken a bit of a hit, I think, on their Bitcoin holdings, haven't they?
Well, Charlie, you know what? They bought so low because we've been talking for 3 years with these guys, and they started buying and piling in 3 years ago.
Right,
just $700 at the beginning of last year.
Right. So they made a hell of a lot of money, and they lost. And I know other people that have been in this for a while. When the price go down, and I say, "Hey, you lost a lot of money in Bitcoin," they're like, "Yeah, but I bought it for like $3." I mean, that's essentially it. Really is amazing. Oh. So there is what they're pushing the SEC. I mean, this is a fascinating argument because if you have an ETF, a Bitcoin ETF, you and I can easily buy it, right? ETFs are often packaged by money management firms. It's an institutional product that gets that average people can access some of this stuff. So this will become, Bitcoin could become a much more of a mom and pop commodity to trade. And what they're saying is, what's the difference between the transparency of where gold is trading at, where one gold mine somewhere in the middle of nowhere, which may or may not be real, can fluctuate the price of gold, and Bitcoin? Is really not that much difference, and there is a demand. And if people want to blow all their money, you know, we'll give them the opportunity to do it. You know, here's an easy way you can do it. It's an ETF. So anyway, they think they can get this done before the end of the year. One other point I'd like to make. You mentioned that GE was down today or up today?
Down. I hope I said down.
Okay, so let's be real clear.
Down.
Even when the markets are down, when the markets are up, GE is down. When the markets are down, GE is down. Does that scare you anyway?
Well, it's the lowest. This price that we're seeing at $16.83 is the lowest, Charlie, since December of 2011. Yeah,
that's a scary price. And I can tell you that going through GE, talking to some of the former executives, they can't believe what has happened to their company. They are up in arms. And I know some executives have actually reached out to Trian Asset Management, the activist investor, Ed Gardner, and Nelson Peltz, who's on the board, Garden's on the board, and said, we will be willing to help you fix this if you want to bring us in. I know that for a fact. So this is getting very desperate because, you know, the ex-GE executives, they hold the stock.
Some of them, although Bob Nardelli told Maria this morning he got out. But listen, it's that iconic, and nobody get offended, but it's a term on Wall Street, the iconic widows and orphan stock, meaning for the safest investment for people who needed it for retirement, GE was it.
Well, paid a dividend, and it was a stable company, allegedly. It's not now.
Well, when we were there, it was. I think when you and I left,
We weren't at GE. We were at CNBC, which was owned by NBC, which was owned was a division of GE. I happen to like him personally. I think he's an okay guy,
Very
Jeff.
nice guy.
But I know Jack.
Shareholders don't need nice; they need good.
They don't care how nice you are.
They need good. Charlie,
Yeah.
thank you.